Hello! Yeah, we're public and everything. Okay. Making sure. If things are weird, I apologize. Windows decided to try and do a fucking background update install while I was using it. I don't know why. Why does Windows think that's a good idea? No, let me rephrase that. Why does Microsoft think that's a good idea? Like, the heart of the problem is always Microsoft. I swear to God. This is why I'm fucking wary of .NET products. Even though I trained to do C#. Like, .NET, specifically from Microsoft. Just... I don't know. The way they do updates and stuff is irritating now. Anyways, hi, how are you? I'm whinging. But only slightly. Alright, let's hear what the fuck Larry has to say about this place. It's the Heavenly Hall. Oh god, everything's gonna... Of course everything's gonna be slow a little bit because of the fact that Windows thinks it's a good idea to try and suck up all my disk read write speed. Part of it is taken up by cryptography because that slows everything down. But yeah. What is this little shack edge anyway? Well, I just discovered it myself yesterday. And why were you down here in the first place? Come on, I'm an artist. I was looking for a good place to sketch. This is a great little place. It's artistic. It's quiet, it's cold, it's got no power, and it looks like it's about to collapse. Sounds a lot like my apartment there, pal. One thing's for sure, no one is likely to show up or disturb you here. So can I get you something to drink? Some hot water, maybe? He's getting all buddy-buddy on us, sir. Iris, listen to me, Edgy. You gotta do this. Oh, come on. You've gotta save Iris. Why are you so sure she's innocent? Because she's cute? Watch your mouth! Anyway, I've made up my mind about it. I'm gonna marry that girl. Isn't she a nun? Mr. Edgeworth is pretending he didn't hear you, so I'm gonna ask for him. Have you already asked this girl to marry you? No, not yet, but I can tell how she feels by the look in her eyes. She's got this, I really want this man to carry me over the threshold look. Oh God, Larry. I'm sure Nick would be surprised. He never imagined that I could marry such a beautiful girl like that. Oh God, something tells me he would be shocked indeed. That's why I didn't want her to do anything dangerous. I mean, what am I gonna do if she gets hurt? What is this guy trying to say? He lost me about a mile back. If you really want to know the answer to that, we're going to have to drag him into the witness stand. Oh God. Night of the crime. Come to think of it. Oh, well, I was about to say we, as the defense, can call witnesses. Prosecution aren't the only ones who can. It's harder and less frequent for Phoenix to be able to do witnesses, but Edgeworth knows the process. Although, as a defense lawyer, I forget, is he allowed? No, he should be able to. He better be able to, because I'm pretty sure we've been able to in the past. God, we've gone through so many fucking cases. Come to think of it, you still haven't answered my question. Where were you and what were you doing last night? Aw, man, don't you have anything else to talk about? With that kind of attitude, you'll never be a ladies' man like me. Okay, chill out with those scary eyes. I got it. Larry. You knew Edgeworth was a gay library ace, right? He gives off that kind of energy, sometimes. Or maybe demisexual, I don't know. I'm applying things. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. Something incredible? Knowing Larry, this is good, tricky. Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, but let's not talk about that now. Do we want to know what's behind those cyclocks? 'Cause I'm afraid. Let's talk about the good old days. What do you say? Come on, I'll pour you a nice cup of hot water. Why hasn't he realized that I absolutely despise talking about the good old days, especially with him? Oh, God. Alright, Larry. Magadama. Is this an old bag situation where we can just breeze through it with the right stuff, or... I don't know. Night of the crime. Alright, now you're gonna tell me what you really saw last night. Whoa, you're really upset, aren't you, Edgy? Okay, I'll talk. Huh? That was a bit too easy. Yeah, anyway, it was awesome. Never seen anything like it. And around 10 o'clock last night, it started thundering. I'd been sleeping, I'm not sure for how long. Suddenly, zing! The world in front of me went white. Why does Larry have Cyclops? Okay, so... It seems that he's hiding what he saw last night. The first implication was, he's, hiding something a little bit more lewd, but, it doesn't seem to be that way. No, instead he was flashed by lightning. Anyways, hi Midnight, how are you? Andrew, say hi.
Don't tell me what the fuck to do.
Alright, I'm gonna move where I am a bit. I hate that I have this window positioned where I do, because it means that I have to look like really far to the left, and that's like literally into the corner of a wall, and like my chair doesn't go that far over. Why do I have my windows arranged the way I do? I don't know. Actually, I do. It's because I had a different setup a while ago. I'm tired of Larry BS. Why doesn't Andrew sound crisp? I think it's because he doesn't have his microphone plugged in. Predominantly to make Gary's mod work, because Gary's mod is weird. Old audio drivers and compatibility shit. Yeah, it's just a fucking mess. Anyways, like I just been slapped in the face by my old girlfriend Naomi. And then it was on fire. The bridge was on fire. Dusky Bridge caught on fire? Are you saying you saw it with your own eyes? Hey, what are you giving me? Why are you giving me the evil eye? I'm telling the truth. There's still 3 Cyclocks remaining. That means he's still trying to hide something. By the way, Larry, where were you when you saw that happen? Where you say? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? Just answer the question. I was in my own room by the main hall. Where else would I be? As usual, you're as transparent as an empty jelly jar. The problem, I suspect, lies there. There? What do you mean, there? Also, it was supposed to be moved to full-time because we were going to start a new hire next week, but they quit before their first day. Oh dear. I'm very pissed about it. Oof. Is Naomi the one who got murdered with the clock? Actually, that's a good question. I can look that up real fast because that's spoiler-free territory. Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney first game. Wikipedia of the cases, please. Oh, wait, hold up. Oh, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Here we go. That's all the releases. Does this include the cases? This is plot. No, it was Sydney Stone. Or Cindy. Cindy Stone. I think it is BS o'clock. Yes, that is true. It's impossible for you to have seen lightning strike Dusky Bridge from your room. Theoretically, the placement makes me think that the map will tell me that. Photo of Elise, weather data, Elise's autopsy report, the Shichichito, victim's staff, note to Iris, Iris's testimony. Okay, so I'm thinking the map. Wait, a girl named Stone was whacked to death with a statue clock? Cindy Stone. She was apparently a tsundere. Da 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 da. Or, fuck, no, it would be a tsundere. Fuck! Not a tsundere, a tsundere. Hot-headed, not denialist. Subtle difference. Context sensitive. This is a map of the area. Take a look around the vicinity of Hazakura Temple. What am I looking for? I think that should be fairly obvious. The main hall is surrounded by trees, and it's possible to see that bridge from here, from there. What? Why didn't you tell me that before? Well, how about it? How about what? Do you feel like talking now? About what? Looks like it won't be easy after all. You leave me no choice. I'll have to move on to the next step. You weren't in your room at the temple, so then, where were you? You don't know I wasn't in my room? So where was Larry, and why was he there? If I've read the situation up to this point correctly, the answer is fairly obvious. Very well then, let's test my theory. The place you witnessed lightning striking Dusky Bridge was here. I'm actually gonna guess Heavenly Hall. Well, it's still flashing. It was naturally Heavenly Hall. Oh, it went away. Okay, I was afraid. I'm hearing into stone. Leave it to Larry to play dumb. Psst, boss, I don't think he's playing. Good God. Oh, why would I be hanging out in this old shack? It's freezing cold, there's no electricity, and it could fall apart at any minute. Larry, how do you know that anyway? How do you know there's no electricity? After all, it's not that dark yet. Uh-oh. In other words, you have just provided evidence to prove my theory. My theory that you've at least once in your life visited Heavenly Hall after sunset. I have to admit I'm impressed, Edgy. You're in a totally different league from Nick. That's nice. Now tell me. What were you doing at this cool little shack last night? That's what you might call affaire de cool. I think you mean affaire de cool. Could it be that you were waiting for someone? Oh no. You really are one scary guy, you know. I believe that last night you were waiting for this person to come meet you. He was waiting for Iris to come meet him. There's only one person you'd wait for in a horrible place like this, Larry. I told you before, don't call me Larry. The person you were waiting for was Iris. Oh, suddenly I feel cold all over, Edgy. No doubt because of my chilly glare. So you think I got the hots for Sister Iris, huh? Do you have some kind of evidence? You got something that proves I was waiting for her, or are you just guessing? This is where I draw the line and end this ridiculous little game. Here is the evidence that you were waiting for Iris. This? Here's your evidence. You called her to the spot with a pathetic blackmail letter. Oh, hey, you give that back. You're embarrassing me. What are you doing with that anyway? That's not important. I misjudged you, Larry. What do you mean? Taking advantage of a woman's frailty like that? You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh. First of all, what's this at the top of the letter? It says salutation here. Oh, well, that's what it said in the book Letter Writing for Dummies. You're not supposed to actually write that. That's where you're supposed to write, Dear Iris. Wah, I'm so sorry. Oh, God. Fucking hell. So you were here in Heavenly Hall last night, were you not, Larry? And you saw the lightning hit Dusky Bridge, didn't you? Sorry, Edgy. Sorry doesn't cut it, you scumbag. Threatening a young lady like that. I don't even know what the fuck kind of accent I'm trying to do, Gumshoe. I still don't know what voices I'm trying to give these people. Wait, hold up. What now, pal? What are you talking about? What threatening stuff? I'll tell you what, you tried to scare Iris by threatening to expose her secret, pal. What do you mean, threaten? When did I threaten her? Unless you want your secret to be exposed. That sure sounds like a threat to me, pal. Blackmail, in fact. Give me a break, it's a love letter. Haven't you ever been in love? Larry, I'm afraid for you. What did you just say? My love for her burns so hotly it can melt all the snow on this mountain. Oh? Then what is the secret you mentioned? Come on, Edgy. Don't you get it? I'm talking about the secret love between her and me. What? Obviously, she wouldn't want Old Lady Bikini to know it, right? About our hot and sour, bittersweet love affair. Alright, then why did you send a love letter in a business-like manila envelope? Give me a break, it's not my fault I don't have any other envelopes, sheesh. Then why were you so quick to apologize, pal? It's cause Edgy gave me the like, scary look of his. What's wrong, Edgy? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? That's it. That's all those huge locks were about? I don't understand why you were so defensive. Well, I don't know either. I guess the thing is, you shouldn't expect too much from a guy like me. You know what? At this point, we really shouldn't. But, okay. It's okay, guy. Just use the voices in your head as inspiration. The fuck are you trying to say with that? Oh my god. Hey, come on. Don't let it get you down. But Mr. Edgeworth, this guy is still hiding something. I know it. What do you mean, detective? Don't forget what those guys said a minute ago. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. He's right. Larry. What? You look at me like a hunted dog that just found a bone. Oh my. What was this something incredible you saw last night? You're going to tell me, Larry, one way or another. I already told you, didn't I? I saw lightning strike Ski Bridge. Yes, and I believe it wasn't the incredible sight you saw. But now that I think about it, something doesn't quite ring true. What doesn't? If that's all there is to your story, your heart wouldn't have had all those locks. Yes, Larry, I believe you saw something last night. Something more incredible than lightning. What? When? Where? Why? How? Hey, what do you think you're doing? If you hide anything from Mr. Edgeworth, I'll arrest you on the spot, pal. Are you shitting me? Why? No! No! Oh my god. I thought it would be easy. We would just get away. I didn't expect much from Larry, but fuck. Dear God. What's wrong, sir? Does this mean I have to do it all over again? Why are you glaring at me like I'm next to be hit by a bolt of lightning? Oh. Because Edgeworth is torn between wanting you to be the next to be hit with a bolt of lightning and also realizing that you were necessary to not be. Or too necessary to be just smited away like that. I've just about had it with this Harlequin. If I really want to drag the truth out of him, I'll have to drag him to the witness stand. You know what I just realized? Slap him, Edgeworth. Yeah, slap him, Edgy boy. I just realized I didn't share my screen with you, Andrew. Oops. Not that you were saying anything. Oof. My neck. Alright, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Oh my, Mr. Loris feels that way about me? Apparently, he wasn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not, and in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Loris is a witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini? She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one more time. It really wasn't you who killed Mr. Leestonio, right? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed... Don't worry. I've taken the necessary steps. You have? Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what a friend of mine told me once. Mr. Edgeworth? You may pass judgment on me from the defendant's chair. You are the one to decide whether or not I'm able to do the task I've been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. All right. Also, I noticed Edgeworth gave himself a decent amount of time ahead of the court to actually, like, talk with Iris, which I guess was necessary, but still. Feels more in character with Edgeworth as opposed to Phoenix, who is always flying on the seat of his pants in terms of time, which is very relatable. Anyways. Oh, there's no opposing counsel right now. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin with. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant... Objection! Oh boy, now this guy gets to experience the whirlwind that is Franziska von Karma. The prosecution stands ready. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor, Manfred von Karma? Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor. Fitz von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. Woof. There isn't. But I'm sure once before in this courtroom. Yeah! I told you there is no such weakling. At least currently. What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip Hold it. I have no objection to the whip. Oh my god. This isn't about you. He just said I, as in he. What? You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there is still only one truth. That is what I sent you to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. Why does the judge look different? Oh, because it's a different judge. Intentionally. Edgeworth made sure that there was a different judge. Edgeworth likes incest and whip. What do you mean incest? Oh my god. What do you mean incest? Where did that come from? Hence come. Oh god. But he's dealt with these people's gags long enough to not be perturbed, but also realize that it's a coping mechanism. I see you've brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things that I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in court. In my court. The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Donim. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Crime photo added to the court record. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins, my first and my last trial as a defense attorney. Oh boy, Miles. Oh my god, bikini. Bikini is so short. I'm pretty sure Edgeworth was adopted by Von Karma, wasn't he? He was under Von Karma as a prodigy. He wasn't like adopted. That would be weird. If anything, he might have been technically fostered, but like, Like at that point, he was already just about a teenager. I don't know. Anyways. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for witnesses with bad backs. Oh, right. She has a back problem, like a severe back problem. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Yep, Wikipedia says Miles is little brother by adoption. What? I didn't know it was actual adoption. Wait, little? Franziska is the younger one. Okay, hold up. Wait, Miles isn't on this list. Oh god. Okay, so Miles is 26, the same age as Phoenix just about. And then Franziska is 19. No. She's not an elder sister. The fuck? I don't trust Wikipedia saying little brother. She's little sister. Like what? That's how ages work. Oh god. Okay. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of the Hazakura Temple of Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Oh my god. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Bang. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about... Oh my god, he is Canadian! Oh my god. Wait. I forget. Was it like actually someone referencing something or just... Actually, it might have been another time where the word about was spelled as a boot. Okay. First, tell us about your movements that night, eh? Oh my god. I think this is the only time he said A. But I guess, to be fair, that's the proper use of A. Usually it's where it's what you say when you are expecting an answer. Oh my god. Oh my god. I forgot this judge was supposed to be Canadian. I can't really do a decent Canadian accent. Like, I can do price raising because that's like a part of my dialect. And that's the name for a certain kind of vowel shifting. But like someone's pet name for it. I think it was specifically Jan Measley. Like, there's not a decent name, but price raising is a good one for it. But my microphone, it's a connector of my pop filter. That's what this thing's called. Anyways, I can't do a decent Canadian accent. Not a strong one that has a boot. Anyways. Okay, so it says younger sister on Miles' page, but Franziska says adoptive little brother, probably because she wants to act more mature. Huh. Fair. Were they competing? Because they both became prosecutors around the same time. He was 20. She was 13. He's 26-ish now. She's 19 now. That would explain a lot, actually. And also, Manfred definitely was, a hard ass. Oh boy. Oh, also the OG Japanese says that Edgeworth and the Von Karmas were just a teacher relationship, but the anime says they adopted Miles. Uh-huh. That's what I figured. That's what it more or less said with the first game that we played. So I'm guessing that wasn't a thing in the game. It was just the anime. Maybe that wound up being added to the PC version of the game, but we aren't playing that. We're playing the Relic for the sake of documentation, and also to see what it was like. And also because we're cheap. I mean, you have it, so you might as well utilize it. Ahem. In whatever form. The night of the murder. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the Inner Temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the Inner Temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the Inner Temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. I love the fact that Franziska is actually helping Miles a little bit here. Because Miles doesn't know how to do this. But also, he is aware of the shortcomings. He has to predict them ahead of time. But because of the fact that he's from the opposite side, he has to think of it differently. Right. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the temple, but, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. Left Iris to help the acolyte, and returned to the Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the Inner Temple. Okay, so that is immediately the red flag to me, though. She left Iris to help the acolyte, and returned to Hazakura Temple. Okay, order of events. Problem. Iris was there? But if Iris was there, why would she have been there? Why would she have left to wind up stabbing Elise Donim? There's a very distinct rivalry between Franziska Francisca and Miles, because Miles was an up and coming and protege of Manfred, but Francisco was the heir to the Von Karma reputation. Uh-huh. Those add up, actually. Hold it. You left Iris to help with what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the Acolytes so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. That little ding. I guess I'm gonna press on fucking everything, just in case. So you returned to the Hazakura temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do-or-be-done-in kind of world, after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. You know that... I know what's on your mind. Bikini? I'm starting to think you chose bikini not just because it's a fun word. I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? What? This is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? I was... Grr. Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth. The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick-me sign stuck to the fence's bench? Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... It was after I had finished that I was just heading back, that's when I saw it. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. Francisca, you know that's always the tricky part, right? There was no complicated setup in this case. Francisca, you know that actual setup normally is not that complicated. A complicated setup is when it looks like there's no complicated setup. You've been through an entire game's worth of cases that were like that. This certainly seems to be true. There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness' memory and observation skills are. Okay. What is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to the Hazakura Temple, where the murder took place? Let's just ask about this as well. Just get everything violently. That's right, it's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and a fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right, raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the Acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. Okay, so, I believe I've, I do believe I pressed on everything at this point. Okay, so, she says she left Hazakura Temple, why do I feel like things have shifted around? It might be because we gave something away. Did we? Or I forget. Anyways, note to Iris. Had to the temple. Well, wait a minute. We have Iris's testimony. We have Iris's testimony. So... I'm gonna present on this. Objection. When does this have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid? The defendant's fate rests on the powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, 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 don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of the Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No. She said that? Objection! A defendant or a witness who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. Why would she say she never went to the inner temple? From the sounds of it, it would have given her an alibi. Objection. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Blah! All people lie. That is my belief. All people find some time to lie, usually. Or at the very least, abstain from saying the truth. In which case, it's, just being silent. But many people believe that's tantamount to a lie. Anyways, why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question. Dear, dear, dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. I didn't think it would. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. There's no bath at the inner temple. Okay. Hold it. Let's press on this shit. Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Yeah. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Objection. Witness, let's get one thing straight. I'm not. The defendant whom you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Objection! Hold on it. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, the defendant couldn't have been wearing this very hood. Well, well, well. Oh god, I just realized she is standing on 2 boxes. Or 2 crates. 2, not just 1, 2. Oh, that's very fun. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order! Order in the court! Witness, your Ah! Sister! This hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given 1 hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. And this is quite strange. Wah! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. Sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness. While I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. After my bath. Alright. I finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all things, Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. How did you know she was pushed out of her window? Actually, wait, no, she was told. Never mind. Although I forgot about that fact, which is just lovely. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then I wouldn't then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth and 2 in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Or, well, something like that. This judge, his imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. Which is a nice turn of pace compared to the incredibly unimaginative guy that we normally have. Who has only gotten more and more senile, let me tell you. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? I'm just gonna press on every statement, just as a default. How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hezekiah Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look. Okay. Hold it. You say you heard a noise? Thump. Just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump. Just like that. But then, couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard. Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. Hold it. This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to... The murderer stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time. Please, don't keep us in suspense. Her hood! Her hood? That's right, it's coming back to me! Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood! I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? Huh. You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. Or is she trying to justify her own fucking beliefs? What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? Who the fuck? Yeah. Is there a right or a wrong answer? Well, at the very least... Wait, didn't we discuss some things last time about what this case might actually be about? And who I should be expecting? Right. It's important. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements added to the testimony. Heh. Miles Edgeworth. If you want to hang yourself, you need only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Miles would probably prefer a rope of his own making. Thank you very much. Witness, add that statement to your testimony. No problem. Now that you mention, Iris didn't have her hood on. Hold it. You were sure about that? Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because you're poor. You understand? It's our... Because we're poor, you understand? It's our style. Yes, that's it. There's absolutely no need to explain yourself. Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. At least then it might bite you and not someone else. Oh boy. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now, please please tell us about the... bleh. I can't do this accent. No, please tell us about the victim, eh? I can't do this accent correctly. Not without potentially being really bad. Hold it. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, right? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor? No, Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a two-story building. I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room, after all. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. What makes you so sure of all this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. Considering the fact that it was snowing, I don't know. I mean... Depends how packed the snow beneath is and how much snow there was. I forget when it started snowing. Snow, 7 to 10:50. Lightning, 10 to 11. Lightning struck at 10:45. 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. To be fair, about the time it went out was due to Phoenix trying to run over it. Oof. Alright. It appears the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in the winter. Oh my god. I'm a woman of faith after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? It doesn't feel like she is lying. This is a very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client Iris and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Oof. Alright, so we've gone through all of the statements. We now have the new one. Now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on. So. Right, this. I was like, huh? What? Yeah. Victim staff. Wait. Oh god, right. Photo of Elise. It doesn't have the ball in it. What happened to the ball? Elise's autopsy report. Wait a minute. Body fell 10 feet after death. Oh god, please tell me this isn't an autopsy report update situation. Wait, hold on. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Present, hold the fuck up. Objection! Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. Especially in winter seems to be her turn of phrase. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall apparently occurred after she was killed. You can tell based on how far spread bruises are. If it's simply a burst of blood vessels, in that case, generally, you don't get much. Instead, you get some sort of like, well, more specific visuals. Because a bruise is basically a minor burst of blood vessels. Sometimes. It's fun. That's right, it says after death right here. Anyways, the scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Bang. Order. Order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of the window down into the courtyard below. Objection! Objection. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Ah! No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found in my glorious playoff beard. Oh my. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your claim that... Ah! I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood? Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. Depends on where it is, how far it goes through you. If it goes through on the other side, it usually doesn't have enough power to stop it. But it seems like Elise was stabbed all the way through. Just saying. Yikes. So it's very possible that the bleeding and the blade and stuff... Well, okay, hold on. Loss of blood from stab in the back. Franziska, you just read the report. You should know the first thing it said. The first thing it said was loss of blood. Bleeding into your internal cavity only does so much. Because people usually die from loss of blood after it's pulled out. It takes a while for you to bleed out internally like that. A while. Like, you can have pressure on a wound and barely even notice that you've been stabbed for a while. Anyways, we're gonna actually bring that up. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true, with the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. Except she died before. She had to have died, because she died of blood loss. Unless the developers of this game didn't realize internal bleeding takes a lot longer. Or they thought, she just must have been stabbed through the primary artery from the heart, you know? This removes all of the contradictions. Bang, bang, bang. Order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franziska Von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the truth, please. Witness, please. Remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. Oh my god. The weight of the winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. Oh my. With the whip? Oh boy. Alright, alright. Oh boy. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. Wait, what? Mystic Ami? Like the sword was in Ami's hand? This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma's strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Who the fuck knows? Alright, fine. Internal bleeding then. But so much blood. I don't know. They're embellishing. I'm betting like 3 people had to write this shit. Anyways, perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Kramer, and I'm here to teach you just that. Let Franziska learn in one final case. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Alright, I should still actually. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked at seeing all of this, of course, so I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think I saw any blood, not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Think carefully. This is very important. It's Iris we are talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in a room and then dropped to the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. But then, who the fuck did the stabbing? Because if Iris was on the ground, like, just after, you know, if Iris was on the ground just after Elise fell, how would she have been able to stab her in Elise's room? And then get down without also, like, hurting herself severely? I've never seen so much blood before. Hold it. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? This seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? Oh, God. Stop here or press further? Stop here or press further? I'm gonna press further. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. The fuck? Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt. Plunged into the hilt? Plunged into the hilt? The fuck? The Shichishito. The Shichishito was, like, not that far in. To the hilt is a little bit absurd, considering, like, how not sharp it is for the most part. But, okay, Objection, just based on how this fucking thing looks. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You made it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? I just realized I've been giving Franziska no accent. She's supposed to have like a mild German accent. Yeah, fuck. I just realized I'm balancing so many fucking accents. I can't do this very seamlessly. I'm not very well trained at this shit. I'm already struggling with pitches of voices. But you know what? Accents. Alright. In the scene where the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt to the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. Bang. What do you mean? Please explain yourself! To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Objection! Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail. But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, so should I so choose? Well, that's what heels do. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. Objection. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. Yes, because this thing is made with barbs on its sides. It's designed to inflict bleeding from multiple points. It's like a trident, except far more ceremonial. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. Objection! That's nothing but more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a shichichito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. Objection. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You've still got more? This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Order. Wah! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. But what does all this mean? You have proofs and contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is? The weapon used to kill the victim was not the shichichito. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolishly foolhardy foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mystic Ami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe, that the shichichito was the murder weapon. Bang, bang, bang. Order! War! So maybe the shichichito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us to if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Miss Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Oh boy. The mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there. What exactly are going on about here? The murder weapon, I swear. The murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Vilden! Oh god. That is a sudden shift in accent that I just gave her. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate, and there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back when I was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape, with my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed small snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph. A snowmobile, eh? Let's see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. The tracks begin at the front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Tracks photo added to the court record. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really just go to the river? Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Location of the weapon. Oh boy. I saw the murder at around 11, and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate, and there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile. Okay. Hold it. You were sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I could have very well taken it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. Alright, hold it. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right. I'm surprised one of those, wasn't right with a W, but oh well. Right. The one who trampled me. It seems like she is the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have his cell phone on him? He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Press further. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it so warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Ah, I see, I never thought of that. That's right, I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't know if I can go around touching hot engines. I found out there's a mod for Sims 4 that lets you be furries. I mean, there are surely tons and tons of just assets that you can get for The Sims 4 that allow you to be a furry. Even if you aren't really, like, that much of a visual furry, per se. Like, you would still have a fursuit. Like, that could be done. But... Or, I forget, are community-made assets mods? They might have to be. They might be. Anyways, community-made assets you can get. But yeah, I would believe that. I haven't played enough Sims 4. Anyways. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it? Curses. It seems highly likely that the killer did use a snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Hold it. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. There's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? I think that's what the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Oh no. Is this why she has a bad back? Crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back when I was knocked out? Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. God damn, that's a very long time. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using this snowmobile. I have to concede that it is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Hold it. While it would have been possible time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh, and what does this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the illegal river to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. You're responsible for karma? Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? Oh my god, Franziska? What? Jesus, over the top as always. This is even more so for once. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Yeah, in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. All I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. Alright. Well, it's about time. So, even though we started late due to computer loading speed problems, we're still going to have to end on time. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell for notifications when I go live, including with Andrew, the silent bub, in the background. Babe, you got anything? Andrew. Andrew. Hello? Oh no. I don't hear you. Were you muted for too long? It just said call ended. Oh boy. Come on, call screen. Connect, please. Dear God. Come on, answer the damn call. Skype. Skype is having problems. Come on! Answer the damn call! What the fuck, Skype? Okay, I'm closing out of the game. Maybe that'll help. I don't know if it necessarily will. Like, it freed up some memory and disk usage. But Skype, for the love of God. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try calling Andrew this time. Also, I don't know what is up with this, with the Skype call screen right now. It is kind of weird. It's their beta call screen or whatever. It's strange. Do I have to... I don't have Discord loaded right. I was about to say, do I have to use Discord? Come on, answer the fucking call! What the fuck? Why is this being like this? The disk usage isn't even 100% right now. What the fuck? Skype is just being a pain in the ass. All right. All right. Skype is being awful. Oh God. Okay. I actually have Task Manager open right now. I can force end Skype. You are now coming out of a phone speaker. Uh-huh. Oh, there we go. Hopefully that... Anyways, we can catch us on Thursdays from 7 to 9, approximately US Central Time. Normally we don't have this much of a problem, but Skype usually doesn't wind up being such a cunt. Why? You are so much quieter on the mic volume. Whatever. Anyways, you can also catch me streaming on Sundays on my own. I do VTube and stuff on Sundays from 6 to 9-ish US Central Time. All times are in US Central on my channel, really. You can also just check my About page for the general stream schedule if you really care. You can also check out Andrew and I's podcast. I need to finish the last episode. Dear God. And yeah. I'm working on it. No. I said I still need to finish the last episode. 2 months almost. Dear God. Okay, on that horrifying to me note. That should do it. Thank you so much for watching. Well, it's time. This has been Guy Smith, and that tiny voice was Andrew B. Until next time, take care. We'll see you guys. Bye. What the fuck? You are such a tiny voice. Okay. All right, bye.